Hello, good morning everyone, and welcome to the tutorial sections. As we already start working with the HTML files, writing some HTML codes, it is necessary that we provide you some instructions on tools. So in case you already get yourself familiar with Sublime or other text editors, and you know how to save and open and see a HTML file in net browsers. And also, if you know to use the validator to validate your program, so you can ignore these tutorials. So firstly, we need to have a text editors for writing HTML code. So basically, you can use Notepad as a very simple and default program in Windows. Sublime or Notepad++, bracket. So there are all different kind of text editors which provide you extra functionalities. And you can see like things we can have in Sublime. So this also our preferred programs, and you use that, we can provide you more support. So you can download the Sublime, the latest version is version 3 from sublimetext.com. Uh, Please be noticed that these versions you can only download is the unregistered versions. So which means you will sometimes see a pop-up asking you for registrations. From my experience, is no problem if you use the unregistered versions to store, save a file, and to work with the project. There is a more formal way that you can install Sublime, which is so if you get access to US and intranet, I think probably you have. So we're having a tool called software US, and so this actually a website. And yeah, I already logged into the US and intranet system, so I don't know if you can also log in from internet. But then basically it lists out on the website, on the tools software you can use for your study. So for example, here you can install a Sublime Text register versions. Okay, so assume that you already downloaded, and now we first looking at the user interface of Sublime. So it's look nothing more special than a simple text editor. You can start creating a file like HTML. And if you see that it only working with the unsafe file, it's nothing special. But let's start save the file, for example. Let's save as an example 6 .html. Then you see they change the color of the special text. Here is change the color for the HTML because it's recognized as a tag in file. Okay, so let's start again with time. And now you see that it has the auto-complete features, which suggest you like different tags, so you don't have to remember all the tag names. It's a great support. Another things I like is the auto-complete tab. So what happens if you click the tab button? So let's click on the tab. Okay, so it auto generate for you the basic structure of an HTML file, which is very convenient. Yeah, of course, you will not need it on. And in case you don't have the autocomplete features, we can show you how to turn it on. So you click on Preference, go to Setting. So here's the way the setting is provided in Sublime. It's actually configured as a text file as well. And there is many different configurations you can configure about the the font size. can configure about the color, the background color, everything. So if you're interested, you can play more with this. So in the left-hand side is the predetermined setting for Sublime at the system level, so you cannot change it. But in the right-hand side is the setting set it by you, by the users. And if you change some setting here, it will override the setting of the system, and it will have the final effect. So for example, so here you see the user autocomplete and set to true to enable the function trigger automatically when typing. And we can set it to fails, for example, and we have to save it. Okay, so you see this version, so maybe you just cancel it. So we already saved the autocomplete feature to fails. Let's try to write something like we want to use a strong tag, so it doesn't show anymore. Yeah, well, this only autocomplete, but we can save it again to true. Save it and try again with the strong tag. Okay, so now I show it to you. And you can combine with the autocomplete tab feature. So I generate this. Alright, just save it. So here we already saved the file as a example6.html. So normally you can open to see the results by going to the folder. Here I have it already opened, and we have the example 6. We can choose to open, so it will open with the default net browsers that you are using, or we can choose different net browsers. So here, for example, I choose Google Chrome, so it's showing here. Okay, so let's try to make some changes. I want to have a break between these two lines, for example, and I save the file again. So if you haven't saved it, it remain on the dot here. And then when we save it, it become the permanent version on your hard drive. Then we can click open again, or we go back to this, and we can refresh the so we refresh the page, and you see the change. Okay, but there's also other way to do it. Uh, you can right click in the Sublime text screen, and you can already open it in browser in this way. So will be opened by the default net browsers. In this case, is Opera. You also can right-click to open the containing folder of this file, so you don't have to search for so long. Yes, so then I hope you will have time by yourself to explore this tool. You can very much read it from the Sublime Text website. They provide quite detailed instructions on using the tool. And also you can start writing some simple HTML documents already. And I would like to introduce you another tool that already mentioned in the class, which is a markup validation service. Why we need to use this one? So we already know that HTML is a language. That means it has its own syntax, grammars, and logical structure. It means that when we're writing a file, we can make some mistake and which is not compatible with the given standard. The question is, how can we know that we are writing the code in the right way? That what we are writing is actually the correct format. So W3 provide a service that we can validate an HTML file. So you see from this screen there are three different inputs you can give for the tool. So you can either provide the URL here, that link to the HTML documents. So the service will now automatically search for the code of the appear file and do the validations. Either you can also upload the file. You can select the file here. You can select this in this way. It might take some time for uploading the files, and then you can do the check. Or we can directly type in the code. So normally it's only for the small piece of code. In this case, for example, we can copy this type code and put it here. So let's try, for example, if we make a problem, delete the slash here and check. So it already show you the problems. Unclosed elements title. Please be noticed that HTML is quite relaxing language. It means that it doesn't have the compiler. When you run, you can run the wrong or invalid HTML file as well. But the different net browsers might not display the files in the right way that you want. So it is therefore, and also when you work in a large projects, when many people work together, and if we have the defects or have the error in some small places, can have the impact on many other features done by other people. So it's quite important that we make everything correctly with the file. Yeah, for example, let's try to change it, and we'll check again. So we say again, the title must not be empty. So we can say. And now we get it done correctly. Um, so you might find it a bit inconvenient, troublesome when you write the code in Sublime and then you have to copy paste the code, or you have to save to a file and then upload the file to the website for checking the HTML syntax. So Sublime can provide you the extra package, or we can also think about as extra plugins to the tools to provide the extra functionalities. So one of them is that you can have features for checking HTML code right inside this development environment. And these also the things I like the most with Sublime, the portability and extendability. We can see in this example. So for all the extra features installed to Sublime, we need to control it by the package control. So we click on the package control in the preference menu, and we want to install a new package. So we click install package. So with this command, it will now list out all the package available for Sublime, and so you see the status down in the left bottom left corners of the tool. And here's list out all the available plugins. It can help us with some advanced features. Uh, it can maybe, for example, this provide a different keyboard navigations. And what we want to search is a W3 validator. So this is the package that helps us to validate the code inside the tool. And we click on the the package, and you see down here is start installing, and then it's already installed, so it's very fast. How can we use the features? Uh, Click on tool. Now we see W3 validator here, and we can it provide the shortcut for it, HTML file. Okay, so let's try to see if we get the same result. So validate the file with the HTML file. Okay, so it gives you exactly the same what we have seen from the W3 validator website. So we need to provide the title. It is important that you need to save the change, enable to see the effect in the output. Now we can check again. Tune validator. So okay. Yeah, so I hope this small tutorial will help you to be more confident using your tool and start writing your HTML files. Thank you very much.